In New Zealand, no one gets a free ride, especially when that ticket comes from the shadows. This is where promises made on social media end behind bars. Journeys that seem like a blessing turn into a sentence that lasts a lifetime. June 2025. Auckland International Airport is the gateway for thousands of arrivals every day. Amid the bustle, two young men stepped off a long-haul flight from Santiago, Chile. They carried no heavy checked luggage, just small carry-ons, dressed in casual clothing, looking exactly like any other first-time tourists visiting Aotearoa. Their names were later released: 35-year-old Patricio Andres Castillo Castro and his younger brother, 27-year-old Fabian Alonso Castillo Castro. They hailed from the outskirts of Antofagasta, a region in Chile where employment prospects are incredibly limited. But behind the facade, there was a heavy reality. The brothers came from starkly different lives, and their personal crises landed them in an absolute nightmare. Patricio, the older brother, was a man hardened by struggle, trapped in a cycle of addiction, and burdened by heavy debts to local cartels. Fabian, conversely, was a former professional basketball player on the verge of finishing a business management degree. Following the loss of their grandparents, Fabian struggled with depression, which eventually saw his brother lure him into the world of hard drugs. During this time of vulnerability, they were targeted via Facebook by an anonymous account named Travel Easy. It was a classic recruitment scam, a free holiday to New Zealand. Return flights and luxury accommodation in the Auckland CBD were fully covered. The only catch? They were instructed to wear specific compression garments containing goods through border control. They were sold a lie, that it was just light work with no serious legal consequences. The flight was a long, uncomfortable 12 hours across the Pacific. Hidden beneath their casual clothing, tightly strapped to their thighs and calves, were medical-grade compression sleeves. Inside those sleeves was a lethal cargo, nearly 6 kilograms of pure cocaine, with a street value estimated at over 2.3 million New Zealand dollars. The South American syndicate behind this operation had done their homework. Knowing New Zealand Customs operates one of the most elite detector dog units in the world, they used a specific countermeasure. They smeared a thick layer of eucalyptus paste between the plastic layers. The pungent scent of eucalyptus was intended to mask the chemical smell of the cocaine, hoping to throw the biosecurity dogs off the scent. On the morning of June 21st, 2025, the brothers cleared border control at Auckland Airport. Their calm demeanour and the masking agent worked initially. Primary screening and standard passport checks failed to pick up the density hidden under their clothes. They officially stepped into the country and headed straight for the City Stay Suites on Queen Street, right in the heart of the Auckland CBD. They thought they'd pulled it off. In fact, on Patricio's phone, police later found a video he'd filmed of them laughing as they inspected the packages in their hotel room. They believed they were about to enjoy a free holiday. They had no idea they were walking into a police surveillance trap. Clearing customs is one thing, evading the law is another. Long before the brothers left Chile, the suspicious digital footprint of the Travel Easy account had been flagged by international intelligence. That intel was passed directly to the National Organised Crime Group, NOCG. NOCG detectives knew that arresting the mules at the airport would only spook the domestic players waiting for the shipment. So, a massive covert operation was launched the moment they landed. Every move Patricio and Fabian made, from the airport to room B7 at the City Stay Suites, was monitored by undercover officers. Police waited for the exact moment the suspects began removing the packages from their bodies, ensuring they had undeniable, caught-in-the-act evidence. On June 26, 2025, the operation reached its climax. a high-risk search warrant was executed. Armed police breached the door of room B7 in a flash. The brothers were caught off guard and surrendered without resistance. Under the hotel lights, detectives seized nearly 6 kilograms of pure cocaine, still reeking of eucalyptus paste. The handcuffs went on, and they were transported to the Auckland custody cells. The dream of a free holiday was over. The reality of the New Zealand justice system had arrived. The case made headlines across the country, featuring prominently in the New Zealand Herald. They faced charges under the Misuse of Drugs Act, importation of a Class A controlled drug, and possession for supply. In New Zealand, cocaine is a Class A drug, the most serious classification, carrying a maximum penalty of life imprisonment. The legal process dragged on for months. Locked in a remand facility, they were isolated, spoke no English, and had no family support. In police interviews, Fabian was devastated. He wrote a heartfelt letter to the judge, the Kaiwhakawa, in Spanish, expressing his remorse and detailing the crushing poverty back home. At their sentencing at the Auckland District Court, the mood was solemn. The Crown sought a firm sentence to deter drug syndicates, while the defence argued they were low-level mules exploited by ruthless criminals. After reviewing the files, the judge handed down a measured sentence. The court acknowledged their early guilty pleas, genuine remorse, and traumatic background. Rejecting the social media speculation of life imprisonment, the judge delivered a final sentence: 6 years and 3 months imprisonment each. They were remanded to a correctional facility with a mandatory deportation order to Chile upon their release. The case of the Castillo Castro brothers is a stark warning. Drug cartels no longer work in shadows. They hide behind social media ads, dangling easy money to the vulnerable. The reality isn't a Hollywood chase. It's 6 years of youth lost in a prison cell thousands of miles from home, all because of a single click. If an offer online looks too good to be true, it's a trap. Never carry or conceal anything for a stranger at the border. Your freedom and a prison cell are separated only by your ability to say no. If you or someone you know has been approached, contact the New Zealand Police immediately or report it anonymously to Crime Stoppers Aotearoa. Don't let yourself become the next headline.